Dear friends, I have decided to start a series of lecture on constitutional law, and this is for the benefit of law students, UPSC aspirants, and people and students who may be appearing for CLAT examination. I believe that some amount of knowledge of constitutional law is required even for a layperson. I hope that the this series of lecture on constitutional law will be of some use to the students and others. Before starting this, I want to recite a shloka for taking the blessing of Lord Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Having invoked the name of God, I hope this new start is going to be useful to everybody, including to me. The first lecture, I think, which is of great interest to me personally speaking, is Preamble. Let us understand the importance, significance, and the role of Preamble in our constitutional scheme. Every constitution generally has a preamble, like American Constitution has a preamble, and there is one commonality between the American Constitution and our Constitution is that the first four words, we the people, are common and identical. Japan has a constitution and it has also a preamble. Similarly, Canadian Constitution also has a preamble. So therefore, having a preamble is something a normal practice. Australia is the only exception, I believe, which is not having a preamble. Our preamble it contains 85 words, and every word in the preamble is very important to my mind. The US Constitution preamble is of 52 words, and preamble of our Constitution contains the goals and aspirations of the framers of the Constitution, what were in their mind, what they wanted to achieve through this Constitution is written in the preamble. Preamble has been defined by Supreme Court as a key to open the minds of the makers of the Constitution. In case of difficulty in understanding or interpreting any provisions of the Constitution, the Supreme Court has used the preamble to interpret the Constitution, as the preamble contains the goals and aspirations which the framers of our Constitution wanted to achieve through this Constitution. Thus, preamble is something very important in any Constitution, and in our Constitution it is very, very important. The first 5 words, namely, we the people of India, that this Constitution is for the people of India. The Constitution is given by the people to themselves. So therefore, if there is any difficulty in understanding or interpreting any provisions of the Constitution, the first 5 words are to be used to understand the meaning. Similarly, preamble, to my mind, is the soul of the Constitution. Preamble serves the same purpose as the foreword serves in a book. Preamble contains the philosophy of our Constitution. Preamble is in fact a summary of the Constitution. If one is not interested in reading the whole of the Constitution for whatever reason, if he reads the preamble, then one can say that he has understood the summary of our Constitution. It is in fact the gist of our Constitution. Preamble, in fact, to my mind, is the identity card of our constitution. The whole of personality. If some person is going to college or some university, he has to carry his identity card. If supposing someone wants to quickly know what kind of this book or this constitution is, if he sees the constitution, he will immediately understand India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So these 5 principles are contained in the constitution. So therefore, preamble is the summary of the constitution. Preamble contains the philosophy of the constitution. Preamble contains the goals and aspirations which the framers of our constitution wanted to achieve. So this is the purpose of any preamble, and that applies with equal force to Indian constitution also. The second is whether preamble is a part of our constitution or not. In case in our constitutional scheme, preamble is very much a part of our constitution. Earlier there were some doubts. Supreme Court in the case of Berubari wrongly held that preamble is not a part of our constitution. But this error they rectified in Keshavanand Bharati case, and they said Supreme Court has clearly now ruled that preamble is an integral part of our constitution. The preamble has been passed by the very same Constitution Assembly which has passed the whole of the Constitution. So therefore, the same body which passed the whole of the Constitution also passed the preamble. Therefore, preamble is very much an integral part of our Constitution. This is something very important. Whether it is internal or external, it has some relevance insofar as interpretation of Constitution. Since it has been passed by the very body which passed the whole of the Constitution, in case of any doubt, then the preamble can be used for interpreting a particular article or provisions of the Constitution. This is the rule. Insofar as other acts passed by the Parliament or state legislature is concerned, generally preamble of such act or a statute is never a part of the act. Since it is never passed by the Parliament or the State Assembly, as the case may be, whereas in the case of Constitution, preamble has been passed by the very same assembly, Constitution Assembly, which passed the rest of the Constitution. Therefore, preamble constitutes an integral part of our Constitution. This is very important from examination point of view. I have seen many question paper where this question is very often asked, whether preamble is a part of our Constitution or not. The answer is preamble is very much a part of the Constitution. Similarly, the question may be asked, what is the relevance of the Constitution? What is the relevance of the preamble? We have to immediately mention that the purpose of the preamble is it contains the goals and aspirations. It contains the philosophy of the Constitution. It contains what kind of Constitution it is the gist of our whole Constitution. So therefore, that is the importance of preamble. The second important concept is, it says India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Sovereign means here the country, our nation, our India itself is sovereign. No other body, whether it is any kind of United Nation or anybody, is not sovereign above us. We the people are sovereign. When we were colony of British, we were not sovereign. The moment we attained independence, the Constitution says it is completely, the supreme power rests with the people of India and with the Constitution. If you ask who is sovereign in India, sovereign in Indian context, it is neither Parliament nor the executive nor judiciary. The sovereignty lies in the Constitution. The Constitution is sovereign. Ultimately, the people are sovereign. Sovereign means supreme. The supreme power rests with whom? It is not with any particular body. It is with the people of India. They only elect the members of parliament, and therefore ultimately the sovereignty rests with the people of India. And this is reflected in the first five words, namely, we the people of India. Similarly, it says sovereign secular. The word secular was not originally appearing in the constitution, despite the fact that sovereign and socialist were added to our preamble through an amendment, namely 42nd Amendment. The concept of secularism and socialism was originally present in the constitution. It runs through the whole of the constitution. Even without these additions, the Indian constitution remains as much secular as it was before. So addition is only, it is making what was implicit. It has only made something explicit which was otherwise implied or implicit in the constitution. Principles of secularism runs through the whole of constitution. Secularism means that the state is neutral to all religion. It is not negation of religion. State is neutral to all religion. Religion is a matter of personal affair of the state, personal affair of the citizen. The state has nothing to do with it. Meaning thereby, India is Dharm Nirpekh state. Similarly, socialism, this word, socialist word, was added by 42nd Amendment. Without this addition also, the socialistic principles you can find in many parts of the constitution, more particularly in the directive principles of state policy. If you see Article 39, it says that the state shall in particular direct its policy towards securing that the ownership and control of natural resources of the community are so distributed as best to subserve the common good. This is nothing but socialistic principle. This was present, though by addition of the word socialist in the preamble, nothing has changed. These principles were implied in the original constitution. By addition of the word socialist by 42nd Amendment has made something explicit. Similarly, it says the Article 39 says the operation of the economic system does not result in concentration of wealth and the means of production to the common detriment. Again, this is a socialistic principles. So, the socialistic principles were originally present in the Constitution. The 42nd Amendment has only made what is implied or implicit in the Constitution. The word secular and socialist was not originally present in the Constitution, but it was added by virtue of 42nd Amendment. This is very important from examination point of view. So therefore this you have to remember. Similarly, it says democratic. That what kind of country India is, if someone wants to understand, some foreigner, some student wants to understand, he has to read the preamble so that he will quickly understand India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Democratic means the head of the state, whether it is president or the prime minister, is elected by the people. So it is a democratic country. Here it is not by hereditary or monarchy is not there. It is a democratic country. Similarly, we are republic. Republic means the head of the state is elected by the people. In India, the head of the state is President of India. He is indirectly elected by the people of India. President is elected by electoral college consisting of elected member of both houses of parliament and the state assemblies. So therefore, President of India is indirectly elected by the people of India. The fourth important principle is, it says, the preamble clearly says, we the people want to secure to all citizens justice. Justice, what kind of justice? Socio-economic political justice. Socio-economic political justice is something very important. Very clearly says, we want to secure to all its citizens justice, socio-economic and political justice. Similarly, it talks about liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Preamble clearly says there shall be liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. For all this you will find corresponding provisions in the main body, in the other provisions of the Constitution. Like it says equality of status and opportunity. Equality of status, equality provision you will find in Article 14, 15, 16. So the main provision is this, but this is a gist. It says there shall be equality of status and opportunity. The next important principle everyone must understand is that the Constitution has been given by the people. It has originated from the people. This is a legal assumption that the Constitution has originated from the people of India, and this is very clear from the first 5 words. And this is a conclusive legal assumption that it has originated from the people of India and it can't be challenged in the court of law. The Constitution itself has emanated from the people of India. Therefore, some of the important principles and points with respect to preamble are: first, preamble is a very important document. Preamble contains the goals and aspirations of the framers of the Constitution which they wanted to achieve through Constitution. Preamble is a key to open the minds of the makers of the Constitution. It can be used for interpreting the Constitution. Preamble is an integral part of the Constitution. Preamble says that India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. The words secular and socialist were not originally appearing in the Constitution. It was added by 42nd Amendment. Thirdly, preamble clearly says the Constitution has originated from the people of India, and this is a legal assumption, in fact, a conclusive assumption. I hope you have understood the important principles regarding preamble.